to the bold analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by first humbly requesting you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. Through that, you are also promoting this channel from one level to the other as I continue to review our content, and progressively we are growing from one level to the other. Thank you very much, and I want to do special shout out to Kennedy. Yes, Kennedy. He reached out to me yesterday, and of course, thank you for the coffee. Now, President Ruto is yet to sleep in Statehouse 7 days after inauguration and taking over the reins of power from former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And on 12th, that was on Monday last week, the president-elect then, William Ruto, went to Statehouse and was taken through a tour of the house on top of the hill. And in that tour, he showed intention of relocating to Statehouse. And the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, had already relocated from that private residence of the president in Statehouse, and there was none of his business that was still going on there, according to reports 2 days to that inauguration. Now, after swearing in, it was expected that William Ruto would relocate to Statehouse, but according to reports is that he declined. He's yet to occupy that office until some things are changed. And there are changes that are needed. So, to the surprise of many, those changes are going to take 3 months for refurbishment of that structure, and it's touching into different things. The renovations is going on, and it will be conducted for the next 3 months. Some of the changes that are expected on that infrastructure is furnitures, security surveillance, the structures of the house, and everything else. So the furnitures and chairs, even in Statehouse, if you're keen, you will realize that the ones that were in Statehouse that were in the taste of President Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto went and changed and called for the furnitures to be changed, the chairs, tables, and of course, even the flag, official flag, which is normally to the taste of the president. It depends on what the president wants. So we saw that the one that was at Statehouse was here a wheelbarrow that was kindly synonymous to the UDA orange yellow color. So it's more of his his political party. So what does that mean? That William Ruto has been working from Statehouse, but still spending or commuting from the official deputy president residence in Karen. That is a situation that has also forced Rigathi Gachagua to still use his private residence, which is also in Karen, his private residence, but operate from the Harambee House office, the office of the deputy president. So Rigathi Gachagua also cannot occupy the office of the residence of the DP because President William Ruto has also not vacated the building. So consequently, these are things that are developing. These are stories that are developing, and Kenyans just need to understand to what context, because this story has been carried today by a couple of the dailies. Why President William Ruto has declined to sleep in Statehouse, even after former President Uhuru Kenyatta vacated the building. By the way, there is no constitutional requirement that forces the president to use that private residence. It's not a must. There's no constitutional requirement that is demanding that, because it is not mandatory. If Ruto decides to live in his different house of his choice, the government will have to incur extra costs to maintain the premise. Apart from paying his rent, it will also accord him full security protection and staff to facilitate all the operation, and also provide a full office suit so that he will use those structures also to execute his mandate as the President of the Republic of Kenya. So you would understand, I think it's more of an administrative restructure. Not administrative restructure, but it's more of this is more of an administrative work, because the issue about renovation is not new. At one point during the campaigns, there was stories of DP Ruto being evicted from the current residents to pave way for renovations, and it went there. It got its way in the political circles, and there were complaints and cries all over that the DP was being targeted. But at the end of the day, we did see that story did not go further from just being mentioned in the media. Is this a priority? Is that a priority? And what do you think is causing that? I need to make it clear that the residence that President William Ruto is supposed to occupy officially as the president of the country is the same as that one that Uhuru Kenyatta was using. And if when William Ruto leaves, the ex-president must also use it unless things change. So the person that has been occupied of that house is President Uhuru Kenyatta, who we understand after inauguration, Uhuru Kenyatta has not been in the country for some time. He's gone, maybe still within the country or out, but has not come out in public. But the relocation process was already done even a week before that inauguration. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at this in just some three interpretations that come out of this. Three interpretations that I want us to just draw. But before that, I need to drop a reminder. Now, we did an advert here on the scholarsbean.com. The scholarsbean.com is an education website that enables you to sell and buy education materials at your own price. And especially, it's a depository for reused, recycled, and refurbished products. So we realized that quite a number of us signed up, and now after signing up, we are urging you to make use of the website, make use of it by posting an ad book, a school uniform, or something. You just need to take a photo, you post with the price, then from there you'll be connected with a buyer, a potential buyer, then you can close the transaction. So it's a website to connect you to between a buyer and a seller. And the most interesting bit is now that the schools are closed, of course there are education products that you have, and this not only for the primary and secondary, even tertiary. You have books that you've been reading, you bought, you've read them, and you want to sell them. scholarsbean.com is your website. So those who have signed up, kindly, and also we urge you to sign up with the demand to publish a book, to publish and to post an ad, so that people can interact, because we realize that there are a lot of people that are going to the website. They're trying to look for a product, but they cannot find, because we have traffic, but it's not translating to the ad book, to the ads of books and uniforms things that people are looking for. So kindly check out on that. Now, government is having a slow start. And for things to take shape, it will take a couple of time. If we are still renovating the official residence of the president, then the other government structures, the other houses that are given by virtue of being government, people seems to want to develop from the new administration and change everything. That means that we have a laxity of some few months for things to be in order. As we speak now, Rigathi Gachagua cannot occupy the current residence. So Rigathi Gachagua will still be using his private residence. Are taxpayers' money going to be used for others whose houses, maybe places are still being bought for the governors? This is the office of the president. Now, for example, there are places that I don't know that there are counties that have built official residences of the governor. They are meant for themselves. But if even in the county government offices, we are going to go to direction of changing furnitures, direction of changing tables and changing chairs, can we look at the amount of money that will go into that? Because what will stop a governor from thinking of this chair and this table is not in my taste? After it has come out that even the president has made it clear that this one is not in my taste, this was in the taste of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and I don't like it, and these things are coming out in public. And I think the media should play a role to just make some of these stories go underground, because the more people get to relate to these stories, people see the sense, oh, kumeka president anabadilisha, inamaanisha hata mimi governor hii kiti sisipendi. And I'm telling you that people, I want to agree with Philip Kisia, former Nairobi county clerk, who was saying that when a governor comes into office, they're normally looking for miscellaneous expenditures that are not within that do not fall within the procurement process, that are out of the plan, because these are the expenditures that people get to. And a county like Machakos had a very successful, very good infrastructure. So the issue of the infrastructure, if it is not looked into, we are honestly going to have a slow start. Now, handover of government structures. I don't know, this should be a legal framework or a policy direction on this, because it seems in terms of handover, there should be a template into when you are handing over. This is apart from the office files. If there is a constitutional residence, a residence of in the caliber of president, in terms of what it should be done, even if it is a renovation, what should be renovated, to what extent, and even if it's there, why don't it start earlier? Now that maybe you know that this residence was used by President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Uhuru Kenyatta will be living in the next 3 months. Of course, there is an element of continuity, but I want to feel that in terms of transition, we still need to do a lot of work to find out how exactly they can be done in a manner that the next administration or the next office holder or the resident holder of that house, the next tenant of the house, is not going to incur costs. Because some of these costs, I can tell you that even though they may not fall within the budget line, it will be under the Statehouse budget, but they can be abused. They're prone to abuse. How about the office of DP renovation? I really want to know that stake, because that is what was there. And when the minister, I think it was under the Minister of Public Works, came out with that plan to renovate the office of the Deputy President, that project was trivialized. That now that why are we renovating the one for Deputy President, and even the one for even President is leaving? Why don't we renovate the two of them? Now, ironically, that story seems to have changed, and now we are not renovating for DP, or maybe it's not being done. We're not being told. You're not doing that, and we're innovating for the president. Why not? What are we really looking at? But I am not against these renovations. I'm not against the fact that there is bit of less than that is being changed. Of course, someone needs to be at his comfort, and that is the most powerful office in the land. That the office holder, or rather the tenant, must be the most comfortable man in this country, because that is our boss, and that is the boss of the country. I have a feeling that something needed to be done more than what really we're being treated to. And that's my bold analysis.